Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for chapter 6 part 1 History, the revolt of 1857. In this video we are going to discuss about the outbreak and spread of revolt, the main centers and the leaders of revolt, revolt at Awadh, suppression of the revolt, failure of the revolt, impact of the revolt. So these are some of the important topics which we are going to discuss in this video. We have already discussed about the different causes of the revolt, and now we will discuss about the outbreak and the spread of the revolt. Now the revolt of 1857 occurred in the northern part of the India, and it was a result of the discontent and resentment of the people against British conquest and administration since 100 years. The revolt began on 29th March 1857. A sepoy, Mangal Pandey, attacked his officers at Barakpur and he was hanged to death. On 9th May 1857, 85 sepoys of the 3rd Cavalry Regiment refused to use the greased cartridges and were sentenced to 10 years in jail. Now on the 10th March, a group of soldiers marched towards the Meerut jail, shot the British officers and released their fellow sepoys from jail. With this, they seized all the arms and ammunitions from there and set fire to the building and British properties. Like this, a formal war was declared against the British. In the picture you can see rebel sepoys at Meerut attacked officers, entered their homes and set fire to the building. After doing these actions in Meerut, the rebel sepoys marched towards Delhi on the night of 10th May and reached there by the next morning. Now on hearing the news of their arrival, the sepoys in Delhi also rose in rebellion and they also set the British buildings and properties on fire and captured their arms. They all gathered round the Red Fort and declared Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar as their leader. Emperor was greatly inspired by the rebels and he asked all the rulers of India to join their hands together in their fight against the British. The local rulers and chiefs also saw this as an opportunity to regain their lost power and authority, and they readily gave their support to the rebels. In 1851, Governor General Lord Dalhousie described the kingdom of Awadh as a cherry that will drop into the mouth one day. Now we will discuss about the main centers and leaders of revolt. So here you have a map. In this map, some important centers of revolt in North India has been shown. Red triangle shows the main centers of the revolt and black triangle shows the other centers of the revolt. So if we go through the main centers, we have Delhi, Meerut, Bareilly, Lucknow, Kanpur, Jhansi, Faizabad. these are the main centers of the revolt, and with this we have many other centers of the revolt. Now in this revolt, sepoy regiments of other places, also the jamindars, local chiefs, leaders and peasants all joined in. So the main centers of the revolt were Delhi, and Bakhsh Khan was the leader of the rebels in Delhi. Then you have Kanpur. Here Nana Sahib, who was adopted son of Peshwa Baji Rao II, led the rebels and expelled the British garrison from Kanpur. He also declared himself as the Peshwa and recognized Bahadur Shah as his king. The commander of his troops were Tatia Tope and Azimullah. Then you have Lucknow. Birjis Qadir was proclaimed as the new Nawab of Lucknow, and he was the son of the deposed Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. Birjis also accepted Bahadur Shah as his emperor, and his mother Begum Hazrat Mahal led the rebels against the British, and she was accompanied by Maulvi Ahmadullah. Then you have Jhansi. Rani Lakshmi Bai also took up arms against the British, and she was joined by the Tatia Tope from Kanpur. Then you have Bareilly. So here Khan Bahadur Khan was the leader of the revolt. Then you have Bihar. Kunwar Singh, the Raja of Jagdishpur, led the rebels at Ara in Bihar. As per the recent researchers, the echo of the revolt spread as far as South India, and there were stray uprisings in Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and the territories of Goa, Daman, Diu and Pondicherry. Now to check your progress, we have an exercise for you. Mark the main centers of the revolt on an outline map of India. Next topic is revolt at Awadh. Now the British had imposed a subsidiary alliance on Awadh in 1801, and it was annexed by the British in 1856 on the pretext of misgovernance. Now the capital of Awadh was Lucknow, and it remained an active center of revolt for more than 8 months. The deposition of Nawab Wajid Ali Shah was deposed by the sepoys, landlords, peasants and common people alike. And like this, as soon as the revolt broke out under the leadership of Begum Hazrat Mahal, all distressed classes joined in. Now the Chief Commissioner, Sir Henry Lawrence, had to seek refuge with his family and soldiers inside the residency. And the rebels seized the residency and killed most of the British. In this, Sir Henry Lawrence and General O'Neill was also murdered. And during the 8 months long siege, most of the children died of cholera and women became sick. Birjis was proclaimed as the new Nawab of Awadh. Next topic is suppression of the revolt. So the British made all the efforts to suppress the widespread revolt. New laws has been passed. Fresh reinforcements were moved in from England, and Delhi was recaptured in September 1857 by British. In this, British officer John Nicholson was killed, and Bahadur Shah, the emperor, was arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment. His two sons and grandsons were shot dead by Lieutenant Hodson. Bahadur Shah and his wife Begum Jinat Mahal were deposed to Rangoon in October 1857, and there Bahadur Shah died in Rangoon jail in November 1862. In Lucknow, the British forces, led by the Commander-in-Chief of British forces in India, Colin Campbell. Lucknow was also recovered in March 1858, and Sir Campbell had to seek the help of Gorkha regiments in suppressing the revolt. He also succeeded in capturing Kanpur, and Kanpur was captured in 1858 December. And with this, Hazrat Mahal and Nana Sahib escaped to Nepal, and Tatia Tope joined the forces of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi. Now Jhansi was recaptured by Sir Hugh Rose in April 1858, and Rani Lakshmi Bai and Tatia marched towards Gwalior, and Gwalior was also taken over by the British in June 1858, and in this Rani died fighting bravely, and Tatia Tope was arrested and hanged. With this, Khan Bahadur Khan, Baksh Khan and Kuwar Singh also died after putting up a brave front. Now with this, British were alarmed, and to prevent such incidents again, the British tried their best to appease the Indians. Now landlords who had remained loyal, they were rewarded back by granting them their rights over the lands, and the rebels were asked to submit to the British and thus save their life and lands. Now the rebels who did not submit, they were blown off by trying them to mouth of cannons, and people were brutally killed. Numerous persons were hanged. Now you can see a picture of a rebels massacre in Delhi, 1858. Now you have the topic failure of revolt, and before that you have a question so that we can check your progress. If you are the director of a company, what steps will you take to ensure the loyalty of your employees? So do this question, and we will go back to our topic, failure of the revolt. Now this revolt of 1857, it was not just an uprising of the soldiers. It was not only done by the soldiers. Actually, it was supported by mass rebellion and got support from all the sections of common people. But the revolt failed within a year, and it was mercilessly suppressed by the British. Now we will go through the main causes of the failure of the revolt, and they were: the revolt was localized. It didn't spread in all parts of the country. Also, all classes of people did not support the revolt. The armies of Bombay and Madras remained loyal to the British. Also, with this, many Indian rulers helped British in suppressing the revolt. Now, the educated Indian middle class, they also did not support the revolt. And upper class Indians and rich merchants, they had friendly relation with the British. Second was the rebels put their brave front, but still the resources which they were having was not matched with the resources of the company. The British armies were very well organized and they had modern techniques of warfare which the rebellions were not having. Third is the rebels lacked proper leadership. The leaders of the respective area of the revolt fought for their personal gains. They were not fighting for the whole country. And that is why they failed to lead their armies in an effective manner. And next is also the rebels lacked experience, ideology and management. They had no idea how to protect the captured states. So those captured states were soon recaptured by the British. So these are some of the causes of the failure of the revolts. So we have a question so that we can check your progress. Can you think of some strategies the Indians could have adopted to bring the result of the revolt in their favor? Discuss. Next topic is impact of the revolt. Now with this revolt, the British brought many changes in their administrative setup after regaining their control over the Indian provinces. So we will discuss about the reformations which were introduced by the British. Now the Government of India Act 1858 was passed. With this, the powers of the East India Company were transferred to the British Crown. A British member was appointed as the Secretary of State for India. He was made responsible for all the matters related to the governance of India. And the secretary was to be assisted by a advisory council of 15 members, and this was called the Indian Council. The Governor General of India was now given the designation of Viceroy, and he was to be a personal representative of the Crown. Next is the respect, dignity and the honor of the native princes was acknowledged. The ruling chiefs were restored to their territorial rights. Now they could pass their property and titles to their successors, including adopted sons. Now the Indian chiefs had to accept the British Queen as their sovereign paramount. Third is the Indian Civil Service Act of 1861 was passed to encourage the entry of men of more Indians in the covenanted services, and for this the annual exam was to be held in London. Now the Indian sepoys were responsible for the outbreak of the revolt. So the Indian army was thoroughly reorganized. Now the Indian soldiers in the army were reduced and the strength of European soldiers were increased. Also all Indian artillery units were disbanded. All superior posts in army and artillery were now reserved for the Europeans. Now most soldiers were now recruited from the Gorkha, Sikh and Pathan regiments. The Indian Council Act of 1861 was passed, and it aimed at associating more Indians in the act of legislation so that the rulers would be aware of the feelings and sentiments of the people. British believed that the Muslims also supported the revolt against the British, and therefore land and property of Muslims was confiscated on a large scale. Also, with this, British realized the importance of traditions and religions in the lives of Indians, and therefore it was decided to give due respect to the Indian traditions, customs and religious beliefs. In order to win the support and loyalty of the landlord class, new policies were framed for the protection of their rights over land. With this, we have a question so that we can check your progress. The revolt of 1857 came as a big blow to the sovereignty of the British. In the wake of effects of the revolt, analyze the lessons the British derived from it. Now, the revolt of 1857 clearly indicated the might, strength and determination of the Indians. Also, it succeeded in sowing the seeds of Indian nationalism. It served as a source of inspiration for future generations. And in true respect, it was the first war of independence. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.